So the world's most popular currency pair, always fun to talk about, always lots of moving parts that make it messy. So it just reached new 2017 highs, and everything is going in favor of the pair. So this morning, or in the past, 18 hours, 12 hours, we're seeing some kind of a correction, some dollar comeback, but all in all, everything is going in favor of the pair, and we'll detail on that. So let's begin with European politics. Dutch elections were held on March 15th, that's 2 weeks ago, but it's still relevant. It saw mainstream parties win. German Saarland region, just here on the border with France, it saw a strong showing for Merkel. Her CDU party extended its gain, actually, but also the SPD, the socialist, also mainstream, they also gained. They also remained relatively steady. They lost just a bit. So very strong showing for mainstream parties. That's positive for the euro. And optimism prevails in France. France is the biggest deal. So we have here Mark Rutte, the Dutch prime minister. He has long coalition talks. Angela Merkel, but the big thing is France. And last week we had the debate. The debate lasted almost 4 hours. Yesterday I met a French friend here, and she fell asleep in the middle, even though just as it became interesting, she just couldn't hold up anymore. But there was reportedly a good performance for this guy here, Emmanuel Macron, in the middle, and he could be the next president. His En Marche movement, he's a former socialist, presents himself as a centrist. He had a good performance, and he gained ground in the polls. Fillon of the Les Républicains, the center-right, is on the back foot. His wife was now officially charged. He's officially under investigation for embezzlement, so he's in trouble. He was seen as the shoo-in, but he lost ground. Currently, Macron is expected to beat Le Pen in the second round by a huge gap of 25%. That's not the Brexit opinion polls, that's not Trump, that's 25%. 62 against 37, depending on the poll, but something that seems insurmountable. But Fillon, in the picture here of the center-right party, he has loyal supporters. He could slip into the second round if he overcomes his corruption issues, or if Macron gets into trouble. And here, between Fillon and Le Pen, there's only a 10% gap. So 10% gap, if things deteriorate, we hope not, but we have seen tragedies in France in the past 2 years, terror attacks. This could push support for Le Pen. So nothing is over, okay? So in the first round, it's about 25 for Macron and Le Pen and 20% for Fillon. So for Fillon to slip into the second round and overcome Macron, it's not unsurmountable, okay? I think there will be a bigger sigh of relief if Macron makes it really into the second round, and there it will be easier, and the biggest sigh of relief will come on May 7th if Macron is indeed elected. He'll have other issues because he doesn't have a strong party behind him, but the biggest fear is Le Pen, okay? But so far, things are going in the right direction for markets. The more pro-European forces, Macron are succeeding. Okay, moving on. The euro, we talked about politics, now let's talk about monetary. The ECB is considering raising rates before end QE. It's not the main lending rate, it's the deposit rate, from the minus 40 basis points to maybe minus 30. Not sure they'll do it, but anyway, their QE program. I'm not sure they'll raise rates before ending QE, but QE tapering begins in April. The ECB is lowering its monthly bond buys from 80 to 60 billion euros per month, okay? Business surveys are optimistic. That's the PMIs, that's the IFO ones. We talked about them earlier. Inflation figures, of course, matter most, and we'll get these inflation figures later on this week, at least the preliminary ones. Moving to the United States politics, Trump totally failed with healthcare. He showed, Donald Trump or Speaker Paul Ryan, they showed their incompetence. There are doubts about his tax program. They can come maybe only in August, okay? It's not what the what markets want to see. Markets want to see tax cuts and infrastructure spending. And his political scandals are still weighing. The Russian investigation weighs. The FBI is officially investigating the Trump campaign for its ties with Russia. And there are rumors, I don't know if confirmed, but rumors also move markets, that Flynn, the disgraced national security advisor that had to retire, here in the picture below, that he will sing, that he will speak to the FBI and bring down members of the Trump team, maybe Trump himself. The biggest worry or fear is collusion with the Russian government to coordinate the attacks on Clinton during the campaign. And on the Fed is back to making a lot of noise because, well, the Fed decision is behind us. Kashkari, this guy here at the bottom, his words are becoming louder. He's a dove, he is a dissenter, and he has very good arguments to why they should have waited with raising rates. Most importantly, that the working age population, people working actually in the prime age, it's still below pre-crisis levels, and that they should wait for longer, keep rates lower for longer. The NFP, non-farm payrolls, next week, of course, should always be watched, and growth figures don't look that good. Well, we'll get the final growth figures for Q4 quite soon. Okay, so that's the Fed side of things. My conclusion: euro-dollar has everything going in its favor. Parity, euro-dollar parity, it had a chance in January if Trump wouldn't have, made a mess out of things, but that was missed. The French elections are holding the euro back from rising to higher ground. On May 7th, assuming Le Pen is not president, things could get better. If she is president, of course, the euro will crumble. And so, all in all, I see all the movements, politics in the euro area, monetary policy in the euro area, politics in the US, and the Federal Reserve at the moment. Everything going in favor of euro-dollar to the top side. Okay. Let's take a quick look at the charts, the chart of euro-dollar, and then continue with other. I just spoke positively about euro-dollar, and it's falling a bit. Anyway, support is here at 107.75. Next lines: 107.23, 106.60, 106.30, 105.20, and 104.90. To the top side, 108.30, 108.70, 109.05, which was the recent high. You can see it's the highest level since November. And then 110, a very round number, 111.17, and then maybe the post